Hello once again, all my comic addicted friends out there in the YouTube comic community. Hope everyone's doing well. Comic Order 410 here today doing my entry video for Lightning2288's 350 subscriber contest. And actually, I just noticed that you passed 400 subscribers already, so congratulations, man. You deserve all those subs, and I'm sure most of you have checked out Lightning's channel. If not, there'll be a link down below. He has amazing books. That's why he's got so many subs so fast. You won't be disappointed. Check it out. And on top of congratulations, Lightning, I want to thank you for being generous enough to do a giveaway for your subscribers. Very cool. So going to get into the questions now. I'm doing them slightly out of order. And you'll probably see a few repeats because I answered a similar question a few videos ago. But here we go. He wanted to know 5 books that you would save out of your collection. And I would keep my Incredible Hulk 181, graded at a 9.2. I would keep one of these two. This is my Two-Fisted Tales number 18. It has a date on it, and it has some big creasing and a tear at the bottom, so it's not in the best shape. But it's still the first issue of Two-Fisted Tales, and I'm happy to have it. So I would either grab that issue or this issue of Two-Fisted Tales, which I also love. This cover was voted the best military/war cover in comic books. I guess it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago in Overstreet. And I can't help but agree. I've always loved this cover by Jack Davis. And it's my favorite Two-Fisted Tales cover. So, again, Staples not in the best place, but other than that, it's not too bad for a Golden Age book, and I'm very happy to have that. So I might grab that one over the other Two-Fisted. Have to make a decision in the heat of the moment. But Tales from the Crypt is probably my favorite EC title, and this is issue number 33. This is the Origin of the Crypt Keeper, another beautiful Jack Davis cover, and I would definitely grab this one. It's one of my favorite books. This isn't in the best shape. It's got some serious problems up and along the top here, but I got a really good deal on this, and I've been looking for it for a long time. This is Dell Large Feature number 7, Pluto Saves the Ship, and it's Carl Barks' first published artwork, and he could have honestly, so could Jack Davis. They could have arguably made my list of favorite artists. I'm a big fan of both of theirs, and happy to have that book. In terms of the 5 favorite artists, I did a couple things different because, you know, my OCD kicked in. But I figured we'd be seeing a lot of the same artists because great artists have a lot of fans. I figured there'd be a lot of, you know, Steranko, Neil Adams, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, John Romita Sr., Bernie Wrightson, and they're all amongst my favorites. But I tried to pick some of my favorite artists because I have so many it'd be hard to narrow it down to 5. So I decided to pick some of my favorite artists I figured might not get mentioned as often as others. And some honorable mentions, like I said, because it was hard for me. Akira creator Katsuhiro Otomo, Robert Crumb, Gilbert Shelton. Of course, my favorite cartoonists in comics are Carl Barks, Walt Kelly, and Sergio Aragonis. I'm a big fan of Jean-Gerard Mobius. Dave Stevens certainly probably should have made my list. His just one of the most incredible artists ever, in my opinion. Just a small body of work, but left such an impact on the industry. We lost him way too young. Brian Bolin, George Perez, 2 of my absolute favorites since I was a kid, and Mike Zeck also made some magical covers from my childhood. So they all could have made my actual list, but I decided to showcase these artists. And first and foremost is Frank Frazetta. And the reason I said I'd pick one Two-Fisted Tales or the other, this would be the 5th book that I would save in an emergency. This is my copy of Weird Science Fantasy 29. And as I've said before, this is the only cover Frank Frazetta did for EC solo. And it was originally a Buck Rogers cover that didn't get used. They removed Buck's helmet, colored the guy's hair blonde, rather. And according to Russ Cochran, there you have one of the greatest comic book covers ever to be published, and it is a beauty. And Frank Frazetta is the man. I actually discovered him when I was very young. I saw his paintings on the Conan novels, you know, his painted covers to those at the library, and I was just blown away, and I've been a fan ever since. This is actually a reprint of an earlier creepy cover. This is a legendary Frank Frazetta cover of Dracula versus the Wolfman. Love that. And, you know, he's also famous for Death Dealer, and I wish I had some of his Conan stuff to show. But second artist I'd showcase, I love, you know, every artist pretty much working for EC was incredible. And, you know, I love Jack Davis, I love Graham Engels, I love Jack Kamen, I love Al Feldstein, all of them. Joe Orlando, Al Williamson. But I'd have to say my favorite is the great Wally Wood. And he did do some really cool Daredevil covers too. I unfortunately don't have any of those, but he did do some amazing Daredevil covers. But I couldn't narrow it down to one cover from most of these guys, so here we go. This is Weird Science Fantasy number 21. Just a great cover from Wally Wood. This copy's really rough. Some kid loved this copy to death, but very cool sci-fi monster, and this cover kind of is like, you know, it harkens back to the old pulp covers, but it has a sci-fi twist to it, and I really love that cover. And I think, in my opinion, the best artists of the golden age at designing science fiction creatures and monsters were Wally Wood and Basil Wolverton. And they're both great, but their styles are radically different, and just think they're both great. Next up is Weird Science Fantasy number 19. Again, it's got some problems, but what I like about this cover is it's almost like Wally was saying to the horror artists, like, okay guys, I can draw the hell out of a zombie too. Very cool sci-fi cover here with the zombie outside of the airlock. Beautiful stuff. Can't imagine how blown away kids were seeing this stuff in the 50s for the first time. And this is my absolute favorite Wally Wood cover ever. Weird Science Fantasy 16, again, got some tearing there. Chunk out of the bottom. But Captain Strangelove, Hans pointed out a while back that this great Wally Wood masterpiece here inspired so many things that came after it. It directly influenced the design of the Mars Attacks aliens. The creators admitted it. Matt Groening made the aliens on his show look like this as a homage to this series. And it's just a beautiful cover. The kids seeing the invasion. Beautifully designed aliens, and I should have showed another cover with his women, because Wally Wood's known for women and aliens, and he does both great, but that's my favorite cover of Wally's. He's a true legend. Next up is Earl Norem, and he's one of my favorites, and I actually, you know, I love all the Savage Sword of Conan artists. I'm always saying, you know, I could pick out 100 incredible covers or more from Savage Sword, because there's so many painted masterpieces. But I actually discovered Earl Norem being a child of the 80s through his work for, you know, the toy lines and the storybooks of things like Star Wars, Transformers, and especially Masters of the Universe. He did the package art for a lot of the Masters of the Universe toys and the mini comics. And I remember thinking that the Masters of the Universe toys had some of the best package art ever, and that's because it was Earl. So here is Savage Sword of Conan 164. Beautiful painted cover by Earl Norem there. The decapitated monster. It's great stuff. You know, some of these, when I saw these as a kid, they just burn in your memory, like this one. Savage Sword 176. It's beautiful. Some kind of demon monster and zombies Conan's getting ready to fight. And this crazy looking, you know, priest, evil shaman, whatever he is. You can see his left arm starting to mutate. Just a badass cover. Earl Norem's great. Those faces, I mean, whew. And let me open this up here, if I can, without messing it up. This is what makes me fall in love with Mr. Norem's work here. This is a variant to Image's relaunch of Masters of the Universe. Fully painted, wraparound cover by Earl Norem. And you can see, you know, why he blew me away as a kid. This stuff, just, that is epic. That'll make any kid want to buy those toys. So, just a beauty. And really an under-mentioned artist, in my opinion. Sorry about the noise. They're running a leaf blower outside. Next up on my list of artists is the great Joe Jusko. And he's another guy I discovered him actually on Savage Sword of Conan and just loved his work ever since. This is Joe Jusko's variant to Brubaker's Captain America #8. It's a beautiful painted cover with, love the Red Skull image in the background. And that's the classic Cap and Bucky. And I don't mind some of the redesigns of a lot of characters, but when I think Captain America, that's the costume I want to see. That's the one from when I was a kid. That's Captain America to me. Love it. Great cover. This one, just the tones used in Savage Sword of Conan #69. Just the tones used by Jusko in this blew me away. I mean, paints an exquisite looking tiger here that Conan's fighting. And then this red toned lion head in the background is such a striking cover. Beautiful stuff. This might be my favorite Joe Jusko cover. This is Savage Sword of Conan '74. And like my buddy Fool Killer said, that's what Conan should look like. Ready for battle, just rendered gorgeously, bloody axe, arrows in the shield like he's already taken a few people out, and that is just a badass cover by Joe Jusko. And this is Savage Sword 130, and again, this is one that stuck in my mind as a kid. Jusko did a few of these covers, these close-up shots of Conan, but I had this one, and that one just stuck out to me, just how great he painted him. I remembered buying that one off the rack really young. And last for Mr. Jusko, I had to pick a few out because he's so great. Savage Sword of Conan 147. And this is just a badass cover of Conan being victorious in the gladiator arena. And they're throwing riches and flowers, roses, and you can see the carnage in the background, and yet Conan holding a bloody sword and yet another decapitated head. Awesome cover. Always loved Joe Jusko. Last but certainly not least is Richard Corbin. I really love his work. I don't have my favorite cover of his, so I'm going to show it in a second in his hardcover, his creepy hardcover collection. But Corbin does a good job to me of bringing both a cartoony style and realistic aspects of it as well. It's a very hard line to straddle, but I've always liked his art, and it definitely has a very cartoony animation style ring to it, but it's more realistic than most. So this is the zombie variant to Cable 7, Corb's zombie Cable and the zombie baby. Had to buy that when I saw it. Corbin did the cover here to Punisher the End, written by Garth Ennis. This is an excellent read. Corbin did the interior art too, but I just love this old weathered Frank Castle who's just either survived or caused apocalypse there. Very great cover. And this is Richard Corbin's first cover for Creepy or Eerie. Copy definitely has some problems, but I got this very cheap. Happy to have it. But now, this is the Creepy Presents, let me grab it here, Creepy Presents Richard Corbin hardcover. And I don't own it, I need to get it, but this here, sorry about the glare, this here is my favorite Richard Corbin cover of all time, the Creepy 101, the Jaws of Death cover. Just incredible, I think. I love that cover. And also here, this is another one I'll show. I love this monster cover here. I'm not sure which issue of Creepy this was from, but I mean, Dracula, Wolfman, kind of female zombie or Phantom of the Opera type thing going on, and a mummy. I guess that's another zombie or something in the background, but just a fantastic cover. But this is the one I love. This is the one of Corbin's. It's stuck out to me. And just a big fan of his. And he's also done some work on Hellboy recently and the new Creepy and Eerie series if you want to check out Richard Corbin. So, definitely wanted to try and share some of his work. Anyway, big thanks to Lightning2288 as well as a big congratulations and thank you to him And thank you to everyone else who's stopped by to check out my books. I always appreciate it. Everyone, take care of yourselves and your families, and enjoy your comic book reading.